Hello, hello. I hope everything works as expected. So, let me introduce you to my new idea that I plan to realize, to implement as the number of videos on the channel and probably live streams. So, what would be the Smash That Code live streams about? I hope that you need some introductions like, what the heck? So, first things first. About myself. I like learning new stuff, I like trying new stuff, experiment with it, and for some reasons, when I learn something cool that really piqued my curiosity, I really enjoy sharing it with other people. But there is a small problem. I'm really not into creating music, videos, or movies, or images like paintings and stuff. I'm more of a software developer guy, you know, that can write programs and share with them with other people. And on the one hand, I would really love for other people to just consume those applications and use them for their daily life. That's why many people have businesses around creating all these applications, to-do lists and everything. But my theory is that usually when we get better understanding of some ideas, like maybe physics or maybe something with social life of ours, we really would want to share it with other people, like something related to music, for example. But it's not always possible to make it in a static manner. So many people think that the only way to share something with other people is create product and sell product, because selling and buying and selling is everything that we got. I'm not sure that I would like to be selling something, but I would really enjoy sharing something, and maybe some other people would like to use some of that stuff and make other cool things, and I would really appreciate seeing what other people can do with it. So in my opinion, the best way to share something with other people so that they could actually create something out of it is probably writing some software. And like the best thing that I can imagine for a piece of software that inspires people or tickles their imagination, it's like games. Really, games are just interactive pieces of software, but you could make some inputs and see what would happen on your screen. There is a catch. Many people can write software, and most of the time it's really difficult to understand what is it doing, why does it exist, what should it help you to achieve. And you can ask always, like, what was your idea before you started creating your software? What you wanted to show to other people, what ideas you wanted to convey. In that sense, every piece of software, every game, probably should have some sort of an idea that was before it was started at all. Yes? And these ideas are really important, and they're quite hard to find, because you get this, oh, I have this course for learning how to program in Python, and people say that I should think about big data or something. I'm not that kind of guy who likes some generic or abstract mathematical tasks. I really like games and how you can do stuff interesting in it, and sometimes I'm thinking about like what actually went into implementing all this stuff. And maybe someday some of these ideas I can re-implement in my hobby projects and share it with other people. But before this, we should be inspired by some of these ideas, right? And the best way is to check how other people actually implemented their ideas and what went in one direction or what went in another. So today I wanted to discuss the game that is about really basic premise. So what if there was, I would say, some medieval society, because you already have blacksmithing, you have like some villages, you have quests and tasks and everything, but there are also huge magical monsters who are trying to break this village. How would you stop these monsters? You probably would hit them, but okay, there would be monsters and you would kill them, so what would be this Witcher game or what? And the catch is, that you can always get your own solution to, I would say, your own implementation to every idea. So the basic idea, go hunt some monsters, can have millions and millions of implementations. But before you start doing your own magical one, you may get some inspiration from other games. The one of them I wanted to show today is like this. Yep. So the green thingy in the left is icon that I'm speaking, and I hope it will be useful for me. I'm the guy in the center with a big ass sword. Bam bam, yep. What else can we take? So let's go and hunt some monsters. It's not a review of a game because actually I'm not that good at this game or at reviewing them, but I can show a bit some details, at least some details, of what can be achieved when you think about, let's find some magical dragon or something and try to kill it, because it may be really dangerous for our village. Ding ding. Yep, you already can see that. What was the place where you plan to hunt those monsters? Should it be in a desert? Should it be in a forest? Where should it be? How huge should be a monster? There are many questions that you have to answer before you can actually finish the game with your monster and hunting. That's the monster. I would consider myself a hunter. So, yep, that's it. Nope. That's right. Every hero is as great as monsters it tries to conquer. So in this case, we're trying to hunt this huge ass dragon, right? Nope. Nope. In that case, I'm playing not alone. There are two NPCs that are helping me. One is sort of a dog, and the second one is a cat. Because why not? Would you go on a hunt without your cat? That would make no sense. Why I missed? And that is actual solution. How would you hunt something that is huge? So the basic solution from even World of Warcraft game is, of course, you would like hunt it in a heel or in a leg for many times before it falls apart because his health points reach 0, but it's kind of boring. Yep. In that case, I was riding it and now I wanted to ding. Yep. So yeah, you should always think about, if you're hunting monsters, what weapons would you use against them? Of course, if you're thinking about medieval something, there should be swords and knights and everything, and shields, or maybe horses, so that you could ride on them. But it's still a question. And also the question is, would it be fun? How would a fun game, oh my god, fun game with monsters look like? Oh my god, no. Yep. Oh, fell down. Yep. All the splashing numbers that I'm doing something. That's more of a question about user experience. How would a person experience this? there should be interesting sounds, because it's a huge monster, right? They should be loud, because by loudness you would understand that it's huge. Why I'm showing you all this, it's because it's like one of games I really like, but on the other hand, this particular game feels a bit like a chore sometimes, you know? Because before you can hunt something, you should understand how it's moving, because that's the most unique part for monsters. If you just try to change textures for it or colors and everything and wouldn't change anything else, would it be the new monster? I would say no. So actual design here is how would this monster behave? How would we react to it? That's how I'm gonna react. Nope. As you can see, it has 3 fireballs. Yep. In this particular game, you have to draw your weapon and then you have to move it back before you can move properly, because it's a really big sword. Final Fantasy style big. Oh no. Yep, and the big question is how maneuverable would be your hero, right? So, and the last things.
I put down a trap! Thanks for the support. Give it all you've got!
And that's it for this game.
Farewell, monster!
I think it doesn't make sense to spend more time with UI and details and everything. Up, 10 seconds. Yep, I really like this tune at the end.
Another successful hunt!
Nice. And that's it about this particular game. So what I wanted to show is you can have really specific idea and you may think that it's great, but before you will try to actually implement it and show it to other people, you may not even know that it may be boring, it may be not that interesting. Do I say that I can copy all the details from this game? No, not at all. I can't write all this code and all the models and everything by myself, but what I can do is actually spend some time thinking, so how exactly did they design their game? So what was the basic idea? And yeah, I can dive into previous iterations of this franchise and check how they were done. I can also show you the network part and why it was designed for 4 hunters and details in details. But the thing that actually piques my curiosity in this particular game is the mechanism of hitboxes. So every time I swing a weapon, it almost like in a game, my weapon transforms in some specific like figure in 3D that has like a logic behind it. If it contacts another 3D frame, I would say, then the game would consider this a hit. And depending on starting conditions, it would be a massive hit or a weak hit, or maybe this hit would just strike back because there was some sort of a serious defense at this point. And the trick is that there is interesting animation, everything is always jumping. So how would you actually design a process where something contains of multiple hitboxes? Some of these hitboxes are considered harmful, and if a monster jumps at you, then it's considered that this monster hits you. How would it be done? But as I said, it's really difficult to describe this in words, and it's much easier when you see it in video. but it would be even more useful to try some of such games yourself when something is jumping all around you and sometimes you think that you hit something, but no, it wasn't like that. It would be really nice if we could see in this game how it's technically working. So if we could see not the beautiful animation, but all those rectangles and everything, that would show that now we in this position it has these hitboxes, and now when I'm hitting something it shows these hitboxes. This sort of training is available in some fighting games like Street Fighter, yes, but not in this one. Uh, that's it. I wanted to keep this particular stream shorter because I just wanted to suggest something for thinking, something for sort of inspiration, something that we can take out of games, not for pure uh, like joy of spending time with something cool, but for some learning experience, right? Thank you for your attention. I wish you all the best.